district of JUIF Chief Maulana Fazlur Rahman. 10 policemen were killed there. Target killings, ID bombings, Bajor tribal region, we've seen bombings there, roadside bombings and killings. A PTI candidate was assassinated just a few days ago there, and elections were the ANP, for instance, Imran Khan has personal threats. Fazlur Rahman, Maulana has threats. Fortunately for the PTI, it never really paid much attention to organization. The structure, the party hierarchy is altogether missing. Some of these, its leaders are on the run. Some are hiding. Those who are were able to file their nomination papers and are still out.
In Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, the northwestern province of Pakistan, there's a tradition of not letting any political party stay in power for too long. However, in 2018, they broke that tradition by re-electing Imran Khan's PTI for a second term, marking a significant event in the province's electoral history.
It's really bad now. We don't see people taking interest. All that you see are corner meetings. And I really am not sure how is this going to translate into mobilizing people, and bringing them out in droves to the political to polling stations. At the moment, what I see is very lackluster election campaign by all the political parties. I don't see the enthusiasm. I think by many standards, the local bodies elections, although it had different dynamics, local bodies are different in very nature, but the enthusiasm that was visible in local bodies is altogether missing in the general elections. So it will take a lot of effort for the political parties to convince and persuade voters to come out and vote for them. And only those political parties which have grassroots organizations at the Union Council would probably be able to bring out voters to vote for them.
Fast forward to 2024, and the situation is intense. The upcoming 8th February election promises a compelling competition with multiple parties, each grappling with their own set of issues, vying for control in the province. But it's not just political uncertainty they're dealing with. There are also serious security concerns.
It's bad in the southern districts, and as you would know, there was an attack on a police station in Daraban, Ismail Khan, which is the home district of JUIF Chief Maulana Fazlur Rahman. 10 policemen were killed there. It's that bad. PTI Khan, Tank, Lekki, and all these places, North Waziristan, South Waziristan. Ismail Khan has a very large area. So in terms of the security situation, it's bad there in the southern districts. It may not be as bad as it is there. We have, we all know, there are sporadic attacks here, target killings, ID bombings. Bajor, for instance, Bajor tribal region, we've seen bombings there, roadside bombings and killings. A PTI candidate was assassinated just a few days ago there, and elections were postponed there. So we have this kind of situation, and anything, you cannot rule out anything. Some of the main leaders of political parties, the ANP, for instance, Imran Khan has personal threats. Fazlur Rahman, Maulana has threats, is facing threats. Amir Muqam, PMLN, is facing threats. So, and there may be many more, but these 2-3 individuals or political leaders we know they're on militants hit list. They've been forewarned by the Interior Ministry and the intelligence agencies. Police provide them regular round-the-clock escort. But since these people, the leaders, they have to go out, address their workers, their voters. So they are on the move all the time. It's a difficult situation at the moment, and particularly what happened, in Der Ismail Khan, is just as alarming as that can be, so close to the elections.
The PTI, now divided, is in the mix. PTI parliamentarians, a faction led by former CM Pervez Khattak, is competing for a piece of the power pie. With the PTI founder convicted and disqualified shortly before the general elections, and the party losing its election symbol, the PTI is relying on its supporters to come out and vote for them. But what's going on in the minds of these supporters?
Well, there is no PTI structure. I think PTI is largely, comprised or consists of very motivated workers. Unfortunately for the PTI, it never really paid much attention to organization or organizing the party down to the grassroots level, to the union council level. So it is banking on voters, on dedicated workers and voters. The structure, the party hierarchy is altogether missing. Some of these, its leaders are on the run. Some are hiding. Those who are were able to file their nomination papers and are still out, are campaigning, addressing workers, but they face hardships in Peshawar and other places. Police or the district administration, they would not allow them to hold public rallies or address workers' convention, etc. So those sorts of administrative restrictions are there on the PTI. But it will have to be seen on the election day, whether the candidates contesting as independents on different symbols would be able to actually bring out their voters, or the voters would, the dedicated ones except those who are dedicated and determined to come and vote. The voters at large who may have their sympathies or support the PTI would be able to come and would be motivated enough to come to the polling stations and vote for the PTI.
Over the years, this region has seen its fair share of political twists and turns. It has often served as a stepping stone for various political parties to ascend to power. The upcoming battle promises to be equally intriguing, adding another chapter to its dynamic political history.